Hi, this is Dave with Mad Bros Media, and I'm here with the very, very lovely Vinessa Shaw. How are you doing today?
Doing well. How are you?
I'm doing great now that I'm standing next to you. So.
Thank you. Yeah, it's been fun here today.
Oh, good. I'm glad you're having a good time.
I am. I really am.
So, people say Hocus Pocus was your breakout role, but to us, your breakout role was Ladybugs. Tell us about your experience with working with Rodney Dangerfield and Jonathan Brandis.
Oh my gosh. So first of all, I met Rodney Dangerfield and Jonathan Brandis at the Beverly Hilton Hotel, and not many people know this, but Rodney Dangerfield lived in the penthouse of the Beverly Hilton Hotel. So I met them just to say hello, and Rodney was in his pajamas. He was like, "Hey, how are you doing?" And he basically was like the most chill person I've ever met. The actual experience of, meeting someone for your first movie ever became like a good memory because we were just laughing and he was asking us like jokes and like basically trying to make us feel comfortable. So he really was a caring person. Even when we were filming on set, he made sure that, all the girls and guys were in the shade, made sure we had water, just like a paternal person, which is so sweet because it's very much counter to what he was as a comedian. So, yeah, I felt like he really loved and nurtured us, even though we were doing this, crazy slapsticky comedy. And Jonathan was a sweetheart. He actually became my sweetheart for a short time. And he was lovely and a funny, his timing was amazing. And I felt like, interestingly enough, it could have gone really wrong, like Rodney, with some kid actor, but they really had good chemistry, I felt like. And, the rest is history. And I wish someone, saved, maybe my mom did, but at the rap party for Ladybugs, we all did our actual rap. All the girls on the soccer team, as well as Jonathan, did a rap for the final evening of our rap party, and so we all actually really had fun. We were all running around the Hilton Hotel in Denver, Colorado. That's where we shot it, and I couldn't believe this was my actual job, and I was getting paid for it, just to have fun.
It sounds amazing, for your first time, your first movie too. So
I know.
Yeah. Is there something about you that you would like to share with your fans that's interesting that maybe the fans don't know?
Well, I'm a singer as well. I was in a female barbershop quartet called Sweet Adelines. So I'm a super, harmonies nerd. And I've been kind of going back into music soon. I'll really do that and commit to it because it's a part of me that I miss. I love acting, but I also want to do that as well.
Ever consider doing a musical?
I would love to do a musical because, as I pointed out, Judy Garland is on his tag here, and that was my first favorite movie. I watched it over again, was Wizard of Oz, and sang all the songs and wished I was in a musical. Probably more of a movie musical because I'm not the musical theater type.
Yeah.
They wouldn't be looking for me really, but I've auditioned for a bunch of musical movies, and I'm getting back into it.
So your range of films varies from horror to romantic comedies to dramas. Is there a genre you would like to conquer, like sci-fi or action?
Oh my God. I feel like a good action movie or a Western with a female lead would be fun. I had a huge fear of horses until I did this Mormon movie when I was 18 called Coyote Summer. Not to be confused with Coyote Ugly. That's a very different movie. And I learned how to ride a horse again, and it was the most amazing breakthrough for me as a person. I was frightened because I kept getting bucked off as a child. So it'd be fun to do some crazy Western where you can do some stirrup dragging, but not really be me, but do some sort of stunts with that and fight for justice in that way.
I mean, I think I would assume you seem like you're pretty good shape. Maybe you could do Marvel. Something to Marvel, yeah. DC. Hey, they're rebooting the DC universe, so maybe.
I mean, it's always welcome to do any of those because once you're in those worlds, then you're good to go for the rest of your life. Like, the fans are diehard, and I love them too. I guess the reason why I said like a nice Western was because, very soon all movies will probably be on a green screen and we'll have to go in that direction. But as much as we can use the natural elements, I'm like hoping I can do that. But yeah, totally. I'd want to kick ass on a Marvel movie. Why not?
Yeah, I could totally see it. I could totally see it. Because you were in...
I mean, I've been basically like the hero of most stories, so...
You kind of did like you played the cop before, like I don't remember. I'm trying to remember if you did. You did a little bit of action, a tiny little bit.
Yeah. My funny I don't know, Taekwondo I was doing. I'm not sure. I think they made it up. Whatever I was doing, it was not real martial arts at all. Yeah.
Yeah. Sometimes it's the best kind. Sometimes it's practical. Like sometimes practical fight scenes are a little bit better than fixed. Yeah. You know what I mean? Sometimes a little bit better that way, though.
Yeah.
You've had your share of working alongside very famous leading men. Who would you say is your favorite leading man, maybe?
Gosh, don't do that. It's like saying who's your favorite boyfriend or something. I can't say. I've been very lucky to work with a lot of them, so I still have a long way to go, a long way to live, and a long time to live, and I'd love to work with any of them again. I've been just truly lucky. I mean, Tom Cruise was on one of the, most life-changing movies of mine, and so, and it was very kind to me while we were working.
It was with
Stanley Kubrick.
Kubrick. I was trying to, his name escaped me, but Kubrick,
that changed my life. I was going to continue acting because I just hadn't experienced anything profound in that way of doing that kind of film. Really changed my life and my perspective of filmmaking. I've been so lucky. I've worked with Russell Crowe, I've worked with Christian Bale, I've worked with, Tom Cruise, Josh Hartnett, Liev Schreiber.
Yeah.
I mean, I've worked with...
We love Ray Donovan.
I loved that. And, so it's hard to say that, because the reason why they're the top actors because they're very giving actors while working. So, I feel lucky that way.
So can you talk to us about we need to do something in that infamous scene with Ozzy?
Oh my God, what do you want to know about it? How did we even do it? That movie was great because it was all insular. It was in one room. Like, we actually shot on a set that was built as a bathroom. And so it was very claustrophobic. And we all got to know each other really well. So it became really easy to imagine what was going on outside and the scariness of it. But Ozzy really, I think, nailed it in terms of how frightening it was, because obviously we didn't hear Ozzy's voice at that time. But it's great because if you're in a practical room where there's, there was breakaway walls, but there was actual walls and people were banging on it, making it really super intense and scary for us as we were acting in it. So you just had to react to that. And so but I think Ozzy really made it that much scarier.
Yeah.
I mean, come on. I was like, wow, that extra element just made it like that much scarier. So,
Sometimes somebody will come on a movie and you're like, where did this come from, right? They're like,
I know.
Like, but it just ends up working so good, right?
Yeah, so much. I know. It really, it nailed it for me. Yeah.
Well, I want to thank you so much, Vinessa, for spending time with us today.
Hey.
This has been David with Mad Bros Media.
Yay. Bye.